Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Jim's Workshop. Now I know it's been a few weeks since I put something up. I've had a lot of stuff going on here with the family. We threw a Halloween party. I got sick again. That and I was also waiting on parts that just never showed up. Well, one of the parts I ordered finally did come in, and it wasn't quite what I thought it was. Now, for a little bit of backstory. Me and my daughter have been out riding our go-karts a lot. Now, you can hear mine well over a mile away. And that's basically because it's a V-twin with nothing but two small sections of exhaust pipe. No mufflers, no baffles, no nothing. So it is loud. Very, 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 very loud. A couple of my neighbors kind of got butt hurt over it, and after smoothing things over, we all kind of agreed that, all right, I'm gonna put a muffler on it. In all reality, the engine probably needs the back pressure anyways. So I got online, and I've been buying a ton of stuff off of eBay. I've never really had too many issues, but unfortunately this time it kind of bit me in the butt because I didn't think, I really just didn't think when I ordered it. Now I ordered a muffler. It's not a go-kart muffler, and this is what I got. Now, this will work. I can make this work. It's got a metal end on it, both ends. It's a straight through design, but it'll work. The problem is, I read it as metal muffler. I didn't think, well, who in their right mind uses aluminum in a muffler? Never put any thought into it, I just assumed. Now, I saw just this little tiny flange here thinking, oh well, it's metal, I can weld onto that. I'm using regular steel exhaust piping. Can't weld aluminum to steel. Never gonna work. But when I was looking at it, it is kind of a slip fit design. So what I plan to do is basically make it as a slip fit. So I can get this to still work. It's gonna take a little finesse. I may have to make a bracket to hold this on. But that shouldn't be too big of a deal. So that's what I'm kind of working on today. I've actually already got started on it. I just wanted to get into it a little bit before I figure out how I want to run the piping and all that. So with that, let me get you guys over here and I'll show you exactly what I got going on. Alright, so before the way the exhaust ran, I had these pipes basically coming straight out, making a 90 up, and then slightly on a 45, kind of basically just kind of going up like this. Which, it looked cool. It sort of worked, and it was all fine and dandy, but I couldn't put the muffler on. So now what I'm doing is, as you can see, I got this pipe going down like this at more of an aggressive angle. I got this one coming over. What I'm gonna do is have another slight bend that marries these two right here. So that way I can make a slip fit for this to go on. And this will kind of hang out in this area right about here. And what I'll have to do, most likely, because it's a slip fit muffler, is basically make a bracket. Well, it comes with a bracket, but I'm gonna have to make an adapter, probably off of this backing plate here, to attach onto the bracket for this. See, this is the bracket that it came with, and that just kind of cups onto this. And I'll hold it like that. This is technically just a cheap motorcycle muffler. And now I'll just kind of sit down here like this. So the next thing I gotta do is marry this pipe somewhere into here and convert this from 1 inch to 1.5 inches, because that's what the opening is on this. So with that being said, I need to cut another section of pipe and figure out how I'm gonna marry the two together and expand it. Alright guys, well, it's a new day. I did a little work this morning without you guys, well, basically I have destroyed my Zoomy style headers. Absolutely ruined them in favor of putting this muffler on. The problem is, that's aluminum. Can't weld steel to aluminum, so I needed to make an 1 inch pipe into 1.5 inch pipe. Yeah. And I'm not by any means an actual welder. I barely can call myself a grinder. Anybody who truly does weld for a living knows exactly what that joke means. But I've got the pipes merged into one, and I've got basically where I want the muffler to be. The problem is I need to get a small section of 1.5 inch pipe to slip fit into this so I can make it so that this will actually stay on the muffler. But unfortunately I don't have it, and my steel supplier is not open on Sundays. So I'm gonna have to get that tomorrow, but I have to get this video out tomorrow, so I'm not gonna have time to finish this week. So unfortunately this is gonna be a real short video, but in the end, between my dog and my neighbor, so this is gonna be a quick short video. I got the pipes merged, and hopefully next week I should have that small section of steel pipe if I can get over to my supplier and be able to bolt this on basically. What I'm planning on doing, which will probably ruin this muffler anyways, but whatever, is I'm going to do it similar to the way they do on motorcycles, in a sense where I'm going to basically put a couple of screws in this thing right about here or so, hook springs onto it, and weld tabs onto the header pipe so I can hook the springs onto that side so it'll hold it on. Unfortunately, the way I was making this, it kind of got away from me, and it's too far away from the torque converter backing plate that I was originally planning on bolting it to, and me being lazy, just don't want to make a bracket that comes off of that. It's just a whole lot more work. I don't have the time or enough scrap steel laying around to be able to do that. So, because I have to do this all on a very cheap budget. My wife is getting very mad at me. She calls this thing the muddy pit. But anyway, who's seen it in person and actually tried to run on it, actually call it the death trap. So that's pretty much its name now, it's the death trap. So with that being said, let me show you what we got so far. I know my welds are terrible. I could blame it on the fact that my welders wore out, but the fact is I just suck. But whatever. They're solid, they don't leak, and whatever. I don't care if they're ugly. So give me a second and I'll show you what I've got. So basically what happened before was they'd come out and kind of come up on an angle like this. Just kind of come up like at an angle. Now I got them going into 2 into 1 all the way down there. And this will be sitting here like that. So yeah, the welds are very, very, very terrible. I burned through in a lot of spots. I burned through a heck of a lot more than I probably should have. I probably should have taken more time to adjust the welder settings, but I'm just trying to rush through this. I gotta get cleaned up in a few minutes because I gotta get my daughter to not 1, but 2 birthday parties today. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to sit at one of them. The other one, I don't have to, thank God. Because honestly, I just don't know these people, and that's just really awkward. I mean, I don't mind meeting new people, but I just feel weird sitting at some little kid's birthday party when I don't know any of the people there. So, but I've got the header made. I just need a small section of 1.5 inch pipe about that long, which hopefully Lowe's or Home Depot might have. I might be able to pick up a section just to have a little extra. If I can get that in, I can weld that onto the end of it, clean it all up, dress it all up, make my tabs, and then I can go through and put the springs on to hold it all on. Probably what I'll do is when I go to put the springs on, I'll attach them onto the muffler, put the muffler, everything on with the sealant and everything. And when I go to attach the springs, the tabs on the muffler end, the header end of it, I'll have it under tension a little bit with some pliers and everything, and I'll weld the tabs on that point. So that way I know it's got a good tight fit on it. Just to help make sure that this seals up a little bit, I'm going to put some high-temp silicone sealant in here. Just a little bit, just enough to give it a little bit of a seal to it. If it burns out, it burns out, whatever. This is all a go-kart, so it really doesn't matter for anything. But other than that, hopefully in the next couple weeks to months, I might get a small bonus from my work to where I can change out the carburetor setup to one I found online that a couple other YouTubers have used from a company called 670 Performance. They have a kit that converts the carburetor from basically what's on here, which is a dual little chamber POS that everyone says is garbage anyways, to a single Mikuni style carburetor. And it'll get rid of all the linkages on the side of this, clean up the look, just make it a whole lot simpler. And Mikunis are so much easier to deal with. They don't have the problems that most carburetors do. They don't, I mean, yeah, they gum up, but when it comes to these Predator engines, their carburetors are garbage. So that's why a lot of people go to the Mikunis, because they have a better low-end throttle response, they idle a lot better, they're easier to adjust, and honestly, they just look a lot better. So hopefully I'll be doing that soon. Next week I should be doing another video where I finally get this mounted up, and we'll do a test drive with that and set up the GoPros. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Throw me a like if you like this. It's going to help me out a whole lot. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I've done any of these videos, so don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Bigjim'sworkshop. Other than that, I guess I'll catch y'all next week, and stay safe, have fun.